Hi, so I'm down in Dorset at the moment and I'm walking along a beautiful country lane, just heading to a friend's house for dinner. And while I was walking, I was thinking about the recent Trainspotting film, and there was a line in it which really spoke to me, which is when the character which Ewan McGregor plays, he's come back to Edinburgh after having been away for 25 years, and one of his old friends turns round to him and says, "You're nothing but a tourist in your own youth." And it really struck me, because that's exactly how I feel when I come down here. Even though I've been coming here for my whole life, I used to come down here as a child all the time, because of where my father's family are from. And then when I was 16, I was a little bit out of control, and my aunt and uncle announced that I was coming down to live with them and work as a groom and look after their horses, which I did. Their intention was to sort me out. I'm not sure they succeeded, but anyway, it was a wonderful year that I had down here. And then I lived in London for a year after that, and I used to come down here at weekends, which was wonderful. And then when I got married, I moved down here again, actually had 3 of my children down here and lived down here for about 13 years. I left here about 8-9 years ago and moved back to Scotland when I got divorced. And I haven't been down here that much since. I think at the beginning I was down here quite a lot because I was moving my mother up north and all these kind of things too. But I haven't been here for 3 years. And it's really interesting coming here because obviously it's full of memories from so many different ages. From being a kind of 6-year-old running into my grandmother's house, from coming down here with my mother and all that kind of stuff. And then obviously living down here for a year and friends that I made over those years. In fact, one of them who I'm going to have dinner with tonight has known me since I was 16. And so it's always very poignant for me. Not always good poignant, not always bad either. But I do feel like I'm a tourist at my own home. And so really, where am I going with this? There's a book which I want to recommend to people. And it's by a man called Oliver James. And it's called They Fuck You Up. And that's based on the poem by Philip Larkin, which is "They fuck you up, your mum and dad, they may not mean to, but they do. But they in turn were fucked up too by fools in old-style coats and hats who half the time were soppy stern and half at one another's throats," and so on and so forth. Anyway, so, that book, what he talks about in that book is that whole concept of every time you go back, for Christmas or whatever, to your family, they expect you to be the same person that you were when you lived with them. So when I'm here quite often, my extended family still see me as a 16-year-old girl who was a bit of a wild child. And now I'm a 45-year-old woman who is still a wild child, but I'm a grown-up version of that. But they won't accept that side. And it's how do you handle that? Because you can't change the way they view you. Or can you? So that's the interesting thing. So it's a book which, it's about how, dealing with those situations in your life. So if you've got a family who, when you go back for Christmas, you're always treated exactly as you were when you lived together with your brothers and sisters or whatever, then I really do highly recommend that book. Because being a tourist in your own youth, it's fine, it's great, but it's when people still regard you as being the youth that it's not always so great, and they think that they know who you are when actually they have no clue. That said, there are some people down here who absolutely know who I am, and it's great and it's fine. So I'm having a fantastic time. I'm loving it. I do love being down here. It is a beautiful part of the world. I mean, just look at this house I'm walking past now. Look. An old school which has been converted into a house, and I'm just going to turn this round so you can see this other one coming towards me. It is picture postcard. It is absolutely idyllic. It is Thomas Hardy country. Anyway, that was it. Hope you're all having a good day, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. And that was my thoughts as I was walking along country lanes. Bye.